Hey, audience. Guess who's back? At least for this one. Yeah, we have Dan again. You remember him, right? He was a person. He's. Oh, then do I have a site for you? I have an investment opportunity for you. It's on the screen. No, he's giving it away for free. Yes. It's free. It's an ebook. You don't even have to order it. You can just download it. Emofree.com. It's that English major. So this is. Oh. Wait, what? That does. Okay, can you type? Oh, it's not. Huh, that's strange. Hold on. Ah, that is.
Has a do
There
not
we go.
sue us.
Now they should be able to hear you.
Well, that's an easy test. Let's see. Give me a second.
No, I can literally see the sound moving.
Can you hear the sound?
He's got a whatchamacallit, mixer, and he can see the mixer levels.
Yes.
He's doing all
I
professional
don't.
and
No, I
shit.
have synesthesia.
Synesthesia.
He can see sound, bro.
I can see you talking to me.
In that case, that's not synesthesia. That's old moldy bread.
I know that we're on the website, but can we read the legal notice in the book? Because the book has a legal notice.
Ooh, nice. I like
Is it the
those.
same as on the side?
I might be. I don't know. What's it say on the site? Nope.
Oh, then
Nope.
please read.
It's legal notes.
So
Your freedom and responsibilities, which is the best part, because it's like it's not just don't sue us, but it's
context here. You went and looked at the book.
oh sorry.
Just so
I downloaded it, so I have it
because
open.
The
Yes.
audience isn't aware that you did that.
Okay. Oh yes. Oh, we haven't talked. Okay. Audience. Hi, audience. R&D here. So they have a free book, and I got really excited, so I downloaded it. And now I have it open on my computer on a PDF.
Computer.
Computer.
And I'm saying that in air quotes.
And it does have a full page of like legal noticey things, and one of them is called "Legal Notes: Your Freedom and Responsibility." And that's the part I want to read.
Okay.
All right. This book contains life-changing ideas that bring with them important rights and responsibilities. You are free, of course, to use them for your own education and personal improvement. You are also free and encouraged to practice what you learn and join with others, professionally or otherwise, for personal development. With these freedoms, of course, comes 100% responsibility for your use of this material.
I'm pretty sure they stole that phrase from Spider-Man.
As conditions to its use, you agree that there are no guarantees of any kind and that everything in this book should be considered experimental and thus be used at your own risk. You further agree to hold harmless Craig, emofree.com, unseentherapists.com, and any contributor or related person identity regarding this book from any liability or legal claims. That's the most flowery "please do not sue us" that I've seen in a while.
Basically, please don't sue.
Please don't sue me.
That's
I know
the
the shit in here is bullshit, so just please don't sue me.
And I want to
Well,
point
hey,
out,
you want?
I want to point out, like, the reason why in the little, like, in the starting soon thing, I had wrote that we were coming back from 1995. That's because that's when this was created, and it looks like it's probably also when the website was created.
So, a
not
little
not
funny
sure. It
side
contains
note.
hyperlinks, so I think it's like early 2000s, 2002, something like that.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
So here's a
have-
funny side note.
Mhm.
Deborah from IMU, the lady that did the lady I did the video on, she actually sells this exact course now. Like, this is the shit she does. She sells
Oh.
EFT now.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Kind of funny to be.
is it is it optimal?
Oh.
EFT, is it gold standard? Is it the unseen therapist?
It's
Is-
80 plus.
Is
It's
she,
80 plus bronze certified.
Is she?
What does EFT even stand for?
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
Electronic contract?
Why don't you read? Look. Oh, wait. Why can't I
How
click
did
it
it go
again?
away?
Wait, what? What happened?
Give it the
Oh
old
my
F5.
God.
Wait, hold
This-
on. No, no. Hold on. So if you click it and then click it so it goes away, you have to click something else to make it appear again.
Oh my god. What is wrong with this fucking
So
website?
I can't highlight the text. So if you just read the first bullet point.
Okay. Sure. First, EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques and was founded by Gary Craig in 1995. Its earlier forms involved stimulating the acupuncture meridians while tapping on them with the fingertips. That's why it's often called tapping. Okay.
Which doesn't sound like a
Okay.
sex thing at all.
Oh
I
my
think I just
god.
got a message somewhere. I think my smartphone just beeped.
Official EFT encompasses both tapping, now called gold standard EFT,
Oh,
and our latest advancement, optimal EFT.
And can you really call something the latest advancement when it's like, I don't know, nearly 30 years old?
Also, isn't gold standard supposed to be the same thing as optimal?
Right?
No, obviously not.
Well, you would assume that the gold standard of anything, when we think of the gold standard of something, like for instance, the joke I just made with power supplies, like the best power supplies you can get are gold certified.
No,
Or
they're
no,
not.
is it platinum? Is it
No,
platinum?
they're not. The newest one is titanium. Learn your fucking count.
Oh, we're moving up in precious metals. Okay, never mind.
Wait,
Titanium
titanium
is
is
the
not a
precious-
precious metal.
It's not
It
even
was a-
semi-precious.
No.
Gold is a precious metal, and they're not. It was a joke.
Uh,
God.
Yeah, that was a whoosh moment from me as well.
No. So Dan, since you were last on, it's sort of become a running gag that we fuck up each other's jokes and purposely.
Well, it's less of a we thing and more like a micro geo thing.
You do it fucking too.
And me, I do it constantly.
Okay,
I'm the
let me make a super cringy joke. R&D.
That's my name.
Yeah, that's it. You're the joke.
That's the joke.
I love it. It's a great joke.
Optimal EFT
I don't know why you didn't
is
sell
more-
me.
is
Oh, it's
more
super great. I mean,
powerful-
voluminous.
is more powerful than our previous tapping because it involves direct access to our ultimate healing power within. We call this power the unseen therapist, a non-denominational name for God, Allah, Source, or any other name you choose. So God. God is.
So whatever god you choose to worship.
I want to point out that neither God or Allah are names. They're description, they're titles.
Yeah.
Can we just call them Ray and Steve instead?
Sure.
Or bicycle. Bicycle's a good name.
I want to name my kid Bicycle.
Dude,
Hello,
I
Bicycle.
would love that. I would be so happy if you named your kid Bicycle. I don't even know why. Like that holds no benefit for me at all, other than just knowing that your child's name is Bicycle.
No, it would hold a benefit because it would mean that you could tell people like, hey, I know a guy who named his kid Bicycle. Isn't that
Wait a
great?
second, do you hear that? Do you hear that clicking? That's
What?
awkward pasta typing desperately not to name your kid Bicycle.
Yeah, I'm planning on having kids, so that's kind of like a moot point.
Yo, most people don't plan on having kids either.
Well, but you don't know what people do plan on? Having bicycles.
Hysterectomies and vasectomies. Those you have to plan. Sorry.
Who wants to read
Yeah,
the
but
last
better
bit?
give it the old snipperoo before it's too late.
Who wants to read
Oh,
the last
shit.
bit?
I think Dan should.
Okay.
Okay. What do I need to read?
The last
The
bit
last
here.
bullet point in the box.
Oh, that's okay. I'll do such things. We will train you to directly access the power, so that you can produce healing results that reach beyond all man-made methods. Well, that's very sexist.
Wait, hold on.
Hey,
no. Hold on, it's dumber
It's
than
only
that.
here.
It's dumber than that because that implies that Gary isn't a human. This is
Yeah,
a
it
man-made
implies he's an
technique.
alien.
He made it.
You mean it? It made it. If it's not
What?
human.
I
I
guess.
didn't. That is. I didn't actually notice that. Yeah, that's fucking true. It is made by him. So, is he trying to imply that he is an extraterrestrial being
Well, what are you,
beyond
Gary?
It must be.
I mean, it would explain the site.
It would explain so much.
Maybe he put up the site back in the day, but now he's on an expedition on the UFOs, and maybe he left some traces that because that guy looks familiar. I'm certain I saw an inscription of him somewhere. And what's that show called in history again? Ancient Aliens. That's the one.
He looks
Maybe-
like He looks like Ron Applewhite, or whatever
Maybe
that
he's,
fucking guy's name
Oh,
was
yeah,
Oh.
Heaven's Gate.
from. Yeah, he kind of looks like that Applewhite guy from
But
Heaven's
with
Gate.
hair.
You mean
He just-
Bo?
He does.
I
He
mean,
just
problem
doesn't have
solved.
that crazy eyes.
Yeah,
That is true.
Just
And
like
he
the
has
crazy
hair
guy.
and presumably also a dick.
he's probably
Maybe.
also not cramming down homosexual tendencies either, as a way to hide the fact that he was gay.
Maybe, just maybe, he's an artificial intelligence being forced to run Windows Millennium Edition for all eternity.
I'm pretty sure that's against some kind of convention.
Wow. That is a truly horrible fate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the expert on that, aren't you?
Oh shit!
Fuck off.
Oh fuck!
I hate Windows
But guys,
so
this is,
much.
guys, this is high-end training. It's high-end,
High-end.
high-end and official.
It's also
Hey,
gold standard and optimal.
Maybe
Someone got a
So-
Thesaurus for birthday. What's birthday? Do aliens have birthdays?
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, of course they would have birthdays.
Not
They're born-
necessarily. What
No,
if,
but
what
if
if
you-
the planet is tightly locked?
Or if you're born in space?
It's tightly locked, still orbits Geo.
Yeah, it still orbits, but it doesn't rotate relative to the star. You wouldn't have a day-night cycle, therefore you wouldn't have a birthday.
Yeah,
That's
but you
true.
still have you wouldn't have a birth date, but you have a birth degree.
Well, yeah, I suppose you would have to orientate yourself on the stars.
Yeah.
If
Happy
that was
birthday,
possible,
decree!
stop. If that was even possible, because if you live on the day side, I'm pretty sure you're having problems, seeing the fucking stars.
True. Planets like that would most probably not harbor any sort of intelligent life.
Yeah, and it
just
would
because
be
of
living.
Mars conditions.
It would likely be, if it was colonized, it would likely be living in the in the twilight.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
Most probably, yeah.
I mean, it depends on the the radiance of the star.
Just badly written vampire and werewolf novels.
Would you then just
Twilight?
just fizzle all the time a little bit?
Oh my god! Hey, you know what the creepiest thing about the Twilight books are?
You?
The fact
Is that it's
the fact
actually the first half of the first book is just a bunch of statutory rape.
or the fact that the werewolf guy apparently imprinted on the main character when she was like a kid.
Yeah,
And that's why
how old,
he's in love with her.
how old would you have to be for there to be consent between a 300-year-old being and somebody who's in their 20s? Would
Yes.
that be the same thing as being like he fucked an or what?
She's not even in her
comparing
20s. She's like 17.
No. I was going outside of Twilight. I was just saying in this scenario,
Oh.
regardless of context, how old would somebody have to be before fucking somebody
No, hold on. It's
300 years old is appropriate?
I think it's a measure of maturity. I don't think you don't necessarily become that much more mature over the hundreds of years.
You just
I mean,
you just
I guess
age every year.
it's like saying that you're somehow more mature between being 17.9 years old and being 18. Like somehow that extra day made you extra mature.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what qualifies Georgia to say that 16 is consent age.
Well, here the
What?
age of consent is 15.
Yeah, well,
Jesus.
in Germany it's 14.
Jesus fuck.
God
Okay,
damn.
I
no,
know you
hold on,
say that like
hold
the
on,
U.S. is a third
hold
world
on, no.
country, but
And
Hold
that's
on.
fine. That's fine. I'm
Hold
okay
on.
with y'all's countries being okay with that. That's whatever. It's y'all's
no,
rules,
no,
not
no,
mine.
no. Hold on. It's not that I can't go fuck a 16-year-old. There's still there's still things happening at 18.
Yeah, there's like brackets, like with Texas, but weirder.
Well, in Texas, we have weird like grandfather rules. We have the Romeo and Juliet
That's-
rule, where if you were dating before one of them turned of age, you can still date after that person turns 18.
Yeah, we also have something similar to that. Someone who's below 18, I think 17 years old, 16, around that age, they can sleep with someone who's 13 years old. And that's okay, apparently.
See, weirdly, in the state of Texas, if you're 17 years old with your parents' consent, that means your parents are okay with it. You can fuck.
Why do I hear banjo music?
Because I said Texas and fucking.
Texas doesn't have banjo music. More like a poorly tuned guitar. Yeah, there you go.
Banjo, that's like Alabama.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
of
no,
Alabama.
Arkansas is where where we all say people fuck their family.
Oh, that's not what I heard from Pasta. Apparently, it's all the southern states.
Yeah, I would
think
say
that-
most of the South.
Well, no, according to her, all the southern states all think they're the best one, but they all agree Alabama is the worst.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mhm. Oh yeah, and I have family from all over the South, and I will say unequivocally that my family from Alabama are fucktards.
Hey, micro fun fact. My hometown back in Franconia is currently tornado warned.
Oh,
Wow,
good thing you.
that's like a
moved.
normal thing in Texas.
Yeah, I mean that's a summer thing. We had one like 2 days ago.
Damn.
Tornado
Okay,
season
let's
started.
keep talking about EFT because I have 36 minutes before I gotta leave.
All right, yeah. We got off track talking about.
Let's answers to common questions. That sounds like a good.
How do I proceed? Oh my god, it's a short answer too.
Okay, I can't highlight because it's gonna close it. So easy.
All right, I'll read that.
You just follow the 3 steps above. I'm assuming he means these.
Yeah.
The free material.
Who wants to read?
The free materials in the first step gives you all the basics, and for many, this will be all you need. Professionals and motivated students may wish to explore step 2, our optimal EFT course. which is an advance on online training. From there, you can investigate step 3. You're not just reading it; you're investigating it. Or hands-on, complete EFT certification, which is customized to your needs. Isn't the point of certification that everyone gets the same?
Yeah, that's the point, exactly.
Well,
Not here.
This is so let's find out what it is.
EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, and I first introduced.
Why is that in parentheses?
Right?
That's not how you write that.
You could have just written it out without the parentheses. There was no need. I don't. What the fuck? And I first introduced it to the public in 1995. It integrates the Chinese meridian system into the therapy process by tapping on meridian points with your fingertip. That sounds really dumb. Properly done, it reduces the conventional therapy process from weeks, months, or years. Oh my God, he's telling you he can shorten your therapy.
Yes.
To a fraction of that time, often minutes or hours. Bullshit. Numerous internet versions of it are in use by millions worldwide.
What is an internet
However,
version of it? Does the internet?
who the hell knows?
I'm pretty sure that their message reduces down to, hey, stop being sad.
Right?
And press this nerve ending to pinch yourself.
If you don't stop being sad, I'll poke you again.
I have this really pointy stick with a screwdriver taped on the tip of it.
Yes, in Fix Fun and Sad. It's basically like acupressure, but he's like, added bullshit to it.
All right. That was still another sentence.
Oh.
However, the official in-depth process is given free in our gold standard official EFT tapping tutorial on our website.
It's official, guys.
Yeah, it's official, super official.
The government has like signed off of it, made it official.
The FDA said we're okay with this.
Where is this website based in? In which country? Is it US?
I would assume so.
Well, it's hosted on a
course,
server
right.
that's given them a .com, so I'm assuming it's in the United States somewhere.
Well, also Gary Craig's feels like a very.
I don't know. I could hear that dude speaking like Australian or with New Zealand. Actually, I could hear him being from New Zealand.
Can-Am style. Ach, not Can-Am. Oh wait, Can-Am is also New Zealand. I was going to say Comfort.
No. Can-Am is Australian, Ray Comfort is New Zealandish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got them confused for 2 seconds. They're basically
okay.
the fucking same.
All people in the southern
It's the
hemisphere are
same
the same.
Yeah. They all speak weird and they're all, useless.
And weirdly, they hate each other or dislike each other.
I'm not sure they'd be useless. They took care of coronavirus stuff real well.
Well, that's because they're used to taking like bringing anything or anyone into Australia is like a 12-hour process.
Well, it's kind of still the first world, unlike South Africa, which is
They also keep the second-hand organ prices down, which is nice.
what?
I have no idea. I think
Geo's trying to tell us he's been buying organs.
maybe he likes organ music.
Oh, Gary Gregg has a YouTube page. Just so that everybody
wouldn't
knows.
trust South African organs because AIDS.
Well, obviously you test the organs like
Before you would put them in somebody's body.
Well, if they pay
that's
for
a
that test, of course.
Oh shit.
I mean, what would you rather like live 2 weeks and die of kidney failure, or get your new kidney and then die of AIDS a couple of years later?
Yeah, kidney failure in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The sooner the better. Let's be real.
Oh my god. So this guy's YouTube channel is called Gary Craig's New Think.
Mhm.
I love
I
him
got-
naming. He has a knack for just naming things weird shit.
Yeah, his naming convention is very weird.
Wait a second. YouTube channel?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, he's posted as recently as 3 days
Wait,
ago.
Wait. Gary what?
Gary
Craig.
Craig. That's all you have to put in. It'll be
Of
the
course-
first
of
thing that
course he
shows
has-
up.
Of course, he has 2 first names.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
subscribe.
let's say the location is United States, so
Yeah.
Oh my god, I cannot wait to watch some of these videos. They seem so dumb.
revolutionizing prayer. Does Gary endorse other EFT training? Migraine
see.
headache, aiming at the cause. Ask the unseen therapist, save time. This is great. He's got a lot of good stuff here.
Oh, and his YouTube channel is just, oh my gosh.
Okay.
What is going on here?
Okay. I just looked at. Why does he have Norwegian?
Wait,
Because
what?
He's too lazy learning Danish.
No, he has American, Spanish, Brazil, which I mean, Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not sure why he has. Oh, anyways, Russian.
Mhm.
That's not Russian. That's Dutch.
Is it?
That's
Really?
Dutch.
I would have thought it would. Russian seems like a better idea because it's a much. I just assumed like it looked like the Russian flag. And
Pretty sure that's a Dutch flag.
Yeah, that's Dutch.
yeah, it is.
Dude, I was kind of dating a Russian chick for a little while that lives like a few miles away from me, and
But you don't
listening
live
to
in
her
Alaska.
speak Russian. Ha 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 ha. She moved to Texas. I don't know why she moved to Texas, but she did.
Probably espionage.
But listening to her speak Russian was like listening to a different person who I had never met speak in the room because her voice changed and shit. It was weird.
I know fucking exactly what you mean. and
Mine,
it's
mine
so
does
true.
the same thing. I don't sound like this when I'm speaking Danish.
Oh, dude, she sounded so like angelic and cute when she spoke English, and she had like those little stutters you do when it's not like your first language or whatever. And then she'd start speaking Russian, and it was like a fucking behemoth walked in the room. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the Russians,
And let me guess,
especially in the southern part of the country, they tend to talk in vowels, don't they?
But I'll tell you one thing though. Listening to somebody speak Russian is intense. Like that language is fucking awesome. I love it.
Have you guys ever heard me speaking German?
Yes.
Yes. And it's a beautiful thing. I love it.
No, I'm not like
Can you please give
not like for
Smelly
you,
a-
but in actual conversation with somebody else who speaks German.
No.
Yeah, there we go. It makes a difference.
You should give Smelly a good compliment in German, but make it sound angry like Germans do.
The best part is I'll likely understand it.
No, that was horrible.
I love how R&D's like compliment him, and then everybody goes quiet.
No one has anything nice to say,
It's a
apparently.
good thing It's a good thing that I have like tough skin and I don't get my feelings hurt very easy.
Oh, honestly, I was being quiet
jeg kan
because I
faktisk godt
was
lide dig.
waiting for him to speak.
Du er en fin fyr. Fuck it, I'm just...
Alright.
Ja, tager resten af streamen på dansk. Det er super.
All right.
This. Fuck, I can't do it. I keep wanting to talk English for some reason.
No.
You
It's
want
not English,
Danish?
you. I wanna hear your beautiful Danish voice.
I can do it in Afrikaans, but if you want to.
Nej.
See, I got to watch a video of our beautiful friend Micro in a lovely lab coat speaking nothing but his native tongue, and it was a sight to behold.
And vomiting.
And vomiting. Yeah, he totally threw up.
There is a video of me in a lab coat that I did for my student job on YouTube, where I eat surströmming, which is the rotten fish thing
Pain.
from Sweden.
Yeah, it's marvelous.
And
It's one of the best videos I've ever seen.
And I eat it wrong. You're supposed to remove the bones from it and stuff, and eat it.
Yeah, you're also supposed to wash it, I think.
Probably, but I just put it on rye bread and took one bite and almost vomited. And then after I recorded it, I spent the next half an hour trying to find a place where I could throw it out, where having it be there wouldn't fumigate the entire neighborhood around it.
Just feed it to the seagulls, I guess. But I completely understand you, Micro. I get the same feeling when I try to eat Danish food.
Oh, burn.
So rude.
So, I can actually compliment Smelly at least on one thing in Afrikaans.
Well, I already complimented him in Danish.
Okay, well then he's run out of compliment points then.
That's all he gets.
You know, when it comes to Germanic languages, Afrikaans is probably the weirdest one.
Well, that's
it's the easiest one to learn because
knock
it's so
off Dutch.
fucking dumbed down. It's so dumbed down.
What about English? English is also a Germanic language.
It's a hybrid Latin fucking Germanic language, I suppose.
English is a bastard language.
Yeah,
English expands its vocabulary by assaulting other languages in dark alleyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how we do it.
Simple language for very simple-minded people.
Hey,
I'm
that's
not sure
only
to call
half
it true. God, it's.
You know it's true. You just don't want to admit it.
Hey, you want to know
We've
what's
gotten
hilarious?
So off track.
Oh yeah,
I was about to point that out.
We're nowhere near emotional.
Yes, English is a Germanic language. You can look it up. It's about 2/3 Germanic in terms of vocabulary and grammar.
Yeah, we took a lot of German words and we just reversed their meaning and used what
And
they
then you
cat.
got invaded by, not you. Then Great Britain got invaded by the French.
Language-wise, there's just these two sentences that I really love. And it's my hand is warm. My hand is warm. One in Afrikaans and one in English. They're spelt, written exactly the same, and they have exactly the same meaning. The one is in Afrikaans, the other one is in English.
I like the Afrikaans better.
Here's a fun fact. The sentences sich die Haare wachsen lassen and sich die Haare wachsen lassen, which are spelled and pronounced identically in German, mean the exact opposites. One means letting your hair grow, and the other one means letting your hair get removed by waxing.
Wow. They could not be further apart.
So how do you differentiate between the two?
Context.
Context only.
Yes.
Well, I would ensure that there's good fucking context when I go to a German barber when I say that.
I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
Someone read the next thing.
I already read. It's somebody else's turn.
I think it's Dan's turn. I don't think Dan's ready yet.
Yeah, he has. But
Actually, I think it's my turn.
Oh, is it?
Someone
Okay.
read.
I read the disclaimer.
Just
Let me read that one. Is it this one? I think it's the next one.
The
isn't
one
it?
I've expanded on.
Okay. Optimal EFT is our newest EFT advancement and introduces the Unseen Therapist, a spiritual presence of unlimited healing power who provides healing that transcends all man-made methods. Before 2017, our EFT tapping procedure, see the question above, was the mainstay of the EFT process. Starting in 2017, however, the tapping has been replaced to accommodate the new advancement. See my free ebook, The Unseen Therapist, for details.
So in other words, he's he's pretending that he's making like discoveries and shit. That's cute. He's playing a scientist. Oh,
That's so adorable.
It's a shame that there are actually no scientists in here.
you realize that that's a diss on yourself.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
Also, I won't apologize for the joke that I just made in the side chat.
You shouldn't. It's a good joke.
Oh, I didn't even see it yet. I have it full screen.
How many Germans do you need to change a light bulb? 9.
9.
I'm gonna get more beer and
Oh
then,
no, you
and while I
gross
do
smelly.
that, someone else
Terrible joke.
Oh my god.
It's such a bad. This is such a bad joke.
It's a bad joke, but it's good. It's a good. We love you, buddy.
The only way that joke could have been better if you explained the joke to us.
Well, you see, it's because in German, the word for no is 9. It kind of sounds like 9, the letter in
Oh,
the
wow.
before that comes before 10, but after 8 in English.
So
That's not a
fucking
letter,
clever.
but whatever.
Ba-doop-ba-ba-doop-boo.
Letter, number, whatever.
Also, the next joke that was made in there is also not bad. How many Germans do you need for an orgy? 6.
That's good.
So lame.
Gosh, we're the worst.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
might.
also
German
the correct-
sausages are also the worst.
Or also the correct answer is Scheiße.
It's not scheiße, it's scheiße. The second S is pronounced different because it's a double S. Or sharp S.
Schaffes.
Are you
Yeah.
really expecting me to pronounce things correctly?
And 9.
Micro sounds like he's gargling shrapnel. So I don't know if we'll ever
I'll
get
have
to
you
say
know that it's
correctly.
delicious. It's delicious shrapnel.
That's good. It's good because you're constantly fucking chewing on it, brother. Oh shit. Okay, so have we read is EFT tapping
No,
process
we haven't.
obsolete?
We haven't.
Because that is just an ironic question entirely.
Is the thing I've made up no longer relevant?
Right?
Now that I made up a new thing, who knows?
Oh god. In time, yes. How much time? 2 seconds? Fucking 20 years ago?
I love this site so much.
Oh my god.
Hey R&D, are you playing Minecraft?
No.
Discord is saying you're playing Minecraft.
Discord isn't good at actually registering what games you're playing.
Oh, Minecraft is on. Ha.
Oh, that's why.
No, I have it on because I was playing it earlier and then I just came here.
Hey, it's almost like your new machine is almost able to multitask.
Wah, wah.
Oh my god.
Isn't
Hey.
the joke because he has a Mac or something?
Yes.
Yes, it is. That is the joke. Hey, buddy. Hey, R&D. Why don't you go try to overclock your CPU? Oh wait. Hey, why don't you try to register or boost your RAM? Oh wait. Why don't you try to change your RAM? Oh wait.
How about
Yeah,
you
they
clean
did.
the dust
Hey,
filter
hey,
of
R&D.
fucking CPU cooler?
Hey, R&D,
Oh no,
how
wait.
about you go press the Windows key?
The thing is, all jokes and memes aside, I think the funniest thing about Mac is it doesn't have fucking Windows.
That is the best part about Mac. Also, I
Yeah,
can
but
edit
on the other
files
hand, you
while
can
they're
make it
But if
open,
it
which
doesn't
is
have Windows, how do you see
Let's
out
be
of
honest. The only good point that I see in Macs is first of all they have very good screens. That's
the
one
only
thing.
good thing. That's the
And the
only
other thing is that the Unix operating system is just well supported when it comes to professional applications.
It's a Unix
But
system.
other than that-
I know this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
no.
Unix operating systems are fucking god tier. Don't add me.
But they look like a flight simulator, right?
Sorry?
Look,
It's a Jurassic Park joke.
if tomorrow I could transfer every single application that only runs on Windows to any Linux distro, I would be 1,000 times happier. I would be so much happier using a Linux operating system. There
I
are just
wouldn't.
some things I can only do on Windows.
I
So
wouldn't.
while I was
I
working
don't
from
like,
home,
I
I
don't
had
like
a-
monolithic kernels. They tend to be unstable when you try to delete packages.
Yeah, well, that's because you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to be an asshole.
It's okay. While I was working
There's
from
a
home, I
learning
had to
curve with
work on
Linux.
I had to work on my work PC, which is like biggest piece of crap ever. And all I had to do was like download some files and rename them, but I had to open the file to like read what was in it and then rename it. But I couldn't rename the file while it was open, which is one of the dumbest shit that I've realized about PCs.
That's not the fault of the PC itself. That's the fault of NTFS.
Doesn't matter. I can still do it on my Mac. I can have a file open and rename it, and no problem.
I think
Yeah,
you can also do that on exFAT. Files
Because
system.
it's a Unix-based operating system.
Yeah,
i.e.
it's like-
just like Linux, OpenBSD, fucking many others.
It's
Yeah,
great.
Windows has like a call and receive system. So if you have a file open and you try to rename it, the pathway to that file is like all fucked up. So you have
Yeah,
to close it, rename it, reopen it, because it's based on the pathway to the file, not the file itself.
yeah. It's
That's
super
not the
dumb.
only thing. It's also locked by the application that's using it.
That's true.
That
The
kind
fun
of makes
part is
sense
I can
because
do it. I can do it with Word file. So if I have a Word file open, I can rename that Word file while I have that Word file open on my Mac.
See, the trick is that you
imagine
name it the
that, like,
correct thing from the start.
Yeah, see,
Don't make that's the best like advice for using a PC. Just don't make mistakes. God damn it.
Yeah, that's
not-
really the only
it's not
solid
the
advice you could give.
It's not a Windows. It's not Windows' fault. It's your fault for not using it correctly.
You're blaming the victim. I know a group of people that would be very mad at you for that.
Yes, I'm blaming the victim of a computer operating system. Great.
We're all
In this
victims.
I think at one
They
point we need
chose
to
their
give,
fate.
we need to give R&D the Ludovico treatment only with Windows instead of violence. Oh, wait. Oh wait, it makes you be disgusted of Windows, so you would have to do the Ludovico treatment with Mac OS, not with Windows. There we go.
If you stop using Windows, does that mean you get defenestrated? That might be the dumbest joke
I'm
I've ever made.
the only one who got that joke was me.
I get it to a defenestration is throwing somebody out of a window.
Yes.
2 wars happened because somebody did it to someone in Prague.
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is it not surprising that it happened in Prague?
That's a
I
good
don't-
question.
I have no like justification for that. It just seems like I feel like that's something somebody would say.
Sounds very Prague-like.
Prague is a
It's like
cool
if somebody tried to fuck their sister in Arkansas. That would be just something I'd be like,
Prague,
yeah,
Prague
I
is
could
a
see
really,
that.
really cool city. Like it
I
has
can
a,
hear the banjo music again.
It has a
No,
really
yeah,
long and like
cool. Yeah,
long and
that's
awesome
what I
history.
mean. Like I could see something like wars being started because somebody got thrown out of a window. I could see that being a situation that happened in Prague.
I haven't been in
That's
Prague
not
yet, so I
unbelievable.
can't tell anything about the city.
Which
Which is weird considering the fact that I'm the closest one in terms of origin,
Yeah, I was about to say,
geographically.
you practically next to it.
Yeah, I mean, from Nuremberg, it's about 90 minutes to the border and then 2 more hours to Prague, but I've never just found the time to visit.
Fair enough. Okay, let's read on.
Yeah, whose turn is it to read now?
Well, whoever wants to.
I think R&D is overdue.
I'm overdue. All right. What am I reading?
Yes.
Oh, we already read this one. Can anyone utilize the unseen therapist?
No, we read like the.
Oh, did we
first
not finish
sentence.
this one?
We read
God,
the
you know,
first
it's not
sentence.
highlighted, so now I can't. I don't know where we're
Well,
at.
I can't highlight it.
I know. However, for the best results, is that it? However, for the best results with the unseen therapist, a new form of thinking is required. Ooh. An ultimate psychology. Oh. and fully utilize her powers, and that, of course, involves time and experience. Many people will still embrace EFT tapping for a while. That's why I still teach it. But serious health professionals and highly motivated students will likely embrace these new skills.
Serious health professionals.
Obviously,
guys.
we're not serious enough about healthcare, guys. Which,
No, we're
granted,
not.
I'm American, so that makes sense. But
Can anyone utilize the unseen therapist? Yes, she does not restrict her benefits to anyone, which is why you have to ask for them rather than her just giving them to you. She doesn't care about your educational background or your IQ. Oh, that's wow.
That's pretty fucking clear.
that's that
Is he-
worries me a whole lot.
Is he like aware that his audience are stupid? Is that what he's
Yeah,
saying?
probably.
Dude, honestly, that's
Getting
kind of
ahead
what
of
it
it.
feels like.
Popularity, status in life, religion, if any, or anything else. You must, however, learn to communicate with her, and that pursuit is the focus of my unseen therapy book. Have you heard that I wrote a book? I wrote a book, guys. You should read it. I wrote a book. Optimal
No, it's even worse, Micro. It's even worse. My unseen therapist book. I've written this book. I just can't find it.
Have you seen it?
Get it because it's unseen.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's find
Thanks
out
for explaining
why-
the joke. That's great.
Let's find out
It's
why
funny
he
because
gives
it's
away.
true.
Why did they give it away for free?
Because we can't sell it, and at least it can increase our popularity. If we can't, make money from it.
Well, read it and we can find out. Someone read it.
Because I want these precious processes in the hands of as many people as possible. Everyone benefits when this happens. Really? I don't think so. 90% of the public, my estimate. Of course, it's your estimate. This would never be written anywhere else.
Of course, your estimate is a nice round number.
Exactly, and it's really high too. Should be perfectly satisfied with our foundational materials and need not go further. No, you need not go any further than this guy's very bad website. For professionals and motivators, there's that weird
It's a
sentence.
Also,
For-
what
for-
the fuck is he basing this estimate on?
Oh, no, absolutely nothing. This is literally a pulled straight from the colon number.
Okay, so wait, stop. Since he has never done any statistics on it, we're probably the first people to do any statistics on it. So let's take a vote.
Oh yeah.
Microblogganism, are you satisfied with this treatment?
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask myself because it's a
That would be
somewhat
biased.
time. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
it would.
So, Dan, what about you?
What about me?
Are you satisfied with the care? I guess.
No, because
Okay.
I feel like brushing my teeth with a shotgun.
It's not called brushing your teeth with a shotgun. It's called singing into Kurt Cobain's microphone.
I like my version better.
Okay.
I like them both.
R&D. Are you satisfied with their care?
No.
Okay, and last but not least, Smelly, what about you?
I am not satisfied in the least bit, Gio.
Okay, so he estimated 90% of the public should be satisfied with the free foundational materials, and the actual data we found is that apparently 0% of the public are satisfied
Well,
with the free foundational materials.
At least his percentages add up to 100.
Oh,
We provide
I like
top
our study
quality top quality advanced training and certification designed to place you into the upper echelon where the world's top healing practitioners reside. Brain surgeons and stuff. There's brain surgeons and then there's people who took this guy's course.
top tier, upper echelon type shit.
We refer to this level as wait, that's not okay. That's not how you do that. You can't just say we refer to this level as and then a comma. There's supposed to be a either nothing or a colon.
I'm pretty sure that the guy has a colon.
A
It's where he's
sky,
getting all this information from.
a sky with no ceiling.
Yeah, a sky with no ceiling, a thing that doesn't exist anyway.
No, it's the firmament.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's a dome around the Earth.
Glass dome.
We don't really care
forgot
about his
someone
spin-offs.
else.
Fuck his spin-offs. We wanna know
No.
about this guy. So we have 3,000 articles to choose from in this nice nice Pathfinder from
Oh my god.
what generation of Windows is that from?
I would say 98. 95
Yeah.
didn't have that tree visualization in the Explorer yet.
So
No,
So
that's
that's
definitely
your starting
later
in the-
Windows.
This
Can
is
I-
either 98,
works.
NT40, Millennium Edition, or Windows 2000. One of those four.
Can I get my vote for women?
ooh.
That's actually
Oh my
yeah.
god, I would love to hear a man tell us how to fix a woman's period or pregnancy. I would love to know what his fucking answers to something he's never experienced.
Yeah, but we haven't experienced
Plunger?
it either.
Probably Plunger.
But here's the
That's
thing,
true.
we're not trying to tell women how they should feel or what they should do to get rid of pain. That's the
Plunger.
difference.
Plunger? I'm still voting for Plunger.
Yeah, but I don't feel like many others would vote for Plunger. All right, so what do we
that's
got?
One vote for women. What does everyone else vote for? I guess.
I vote for. Let's see. What do we have?
Personally, I vote for
Peace and
trauma
progress,
because
trauma, theories,
I know
diseases,
what's under it.
addictions, performance, children. I'm voting for other physical issues, and let's see what's in there. Ooh.
Tinnitus.
I'm gonna vote for digestive system because let's be honest, we all know that this guy's full of shit anyway.
So trauma has this is how I found this site. I found this site by searching for cellular memory trauma. So cellular memory is the idea that like your individual cells record trauma that happens in your life, and that's why you get sick.
Can you treat
Oh
it with
my
a cellular peptide cake?
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's a joke that only works in Kana with Damar over on Jared's channel. It was a Star Trek joke.
I just slammed my finger into my desk and broke my fingernail.
Don't do
Really?
that.
Seems like a
Yeah.
terrible idea. Why would you do that?
Well, my fingernails aren't even long, man. They're like normal, like normal length or whatever. But I slammed my hand against my desk and it fucking bent the damn thing back. That hurt like a motherfucker.
I really hate when that happens.
Like way down past where your nail separates from your finger too.
So this is the article I found him by. Just for reference.
Oh my god.
But I kinda agree with we should let's read about what this dude has to say about menstruation. That will be a great topic.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Let's
Yo, stress causes PMS. Did y'all know that?
I'm pretty sure it's hormones that causes that. Also, PMS is not an actual thing.
Also, Mrs. R&D is in the next room, so if we need to not
If you need a woman's
mansplain this shit-
perspective,
yeah, if we want to not mansplain this, I might be able to get this in.
that would be
that's cool.
wonderful.
That's
I would-
not
I
a
would
good
love
idea. That means I'm gonna stutter all the time.
Get it? Because he's not good with ladies.
Thank
Your mom disagrees.
His mom
Oh,
isn't a lady.
saucy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. I have two dads.
No,
Okay, I
I'm
was
saying she's not
thinking
classy
that,
enough to be a lady.
Oh, okay. All right. You weren't speaking
Well,
literally.
I
You were
wasn't
speaking
making-
figuratively.
And you're always thinking you said that because his mom is obviously a bear. Because he's a bear.
No, they weren't being nice
I
about it.
can't tell if you're making a gay joke or continuing the gay joke or not.
See, that's where the lines are blurred. Nobody really knows what's happening.
The thing is, it really isn't gay. As soon as you're done fucking him in the asshole, you still have socks on, and you end off with a no homo. We good, bro?
We good, bro?
Well, no, it was because a bear is a gay term for big, like, hairy, muscular dude.
I did not know that.
There are two kinds of, well, there's multiple, but like there are two main kinds of gay people, and I know this because I know a lot of gay people. So
Me too.
yeah, so
The fact that you had to add that in means you're insecure about talking about gays. Do you have something to tell us?
very. That's why I fuck women all the time to prove that I'm not gay.
As long as you don't like their butts, because otherwise.
Oh yeah, that's right. If you like women's butts, you're gay.
Guess I'm gay.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm gay.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
There are two main types of gays. There are bears and there are twinks. So twinks are like smaller, like more feminine dudes, and bears are
Twink
like
is
bigger.
tiny and hairless. Bears are big and hairy.
Yes.
That's like the cut and dry basic,
And
bare
then,
bones.
Then there are cubs, which are bears in training. And then there are skinny but hairy dudes that are called others. I don't know why they're going like. I feel like the twins are getting left out. I'm not sure why they went with their like.
I honestly find it beautiful that they have such names.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah, what other community where you're rallied by your sexuality that there are cute names for the types of people that exist in this niche?
Top, bottom, scat cat. That's an animal.
God, I wasn't gonna go so fucking deep into it. I was just talking about the otters and bear thing. Jesus.
Wait, well,
All I need in life is just a strong woman who can fuck me up. That's all I need.
All right, you heard it here first, people. If you're a woman who likes to beat up their partner, hit up Dan.
so Dan is a sub. Fair enough.
I'm pretty sure that hitting up is to be taken literally here.
Yeah, well, he's a sub looking for Dom. There we go.
Ah,
We
shit.
don't kink shame here on a very on taking a look at.
Oh, no. Everybody is accepted, and whatever you like is cool by me, man.
Unless it's kids. Like, it's cool that you like that, just don't actually do it and go get help.
Oh, yeah. I will fuck up your life if you tell me that that's your thing.
No. You will fuck up their lives if they actually go do it. If they know... There's a differentiation between like being into kids and fucking kids, because you can...
Fair enough.
You can be into them and not, like, know that it's wrong and not do it, which... I mean, yeah, then you're actually a really good person for not getting into that.
What about dead kids?
Is that still pedophilia? I guess it is.
No, I don't
Does the
think it is.
necrophilia trump the pedof?
Don't use
I love
that micro.
How does like paraphilia math work?
Fuck, do I know? Boolean, probably.
It's a non-Euclidean math.
Let's go with hexadecimal or other. Because at least you can count to 16 on one hand. Oh wait, that's not how it works.
When you're counting hexadecimal, you get more fingers. Do you want more fingers? That sounds wrong.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Well, you also kind of have to go.
Shh, don't tell him.
Yeah, maybe he stays on longer.
Oh, it's a press release.
Wait, a press release?
That's what it says. From San Francisco.
That seems hardly accurate.
let's find out. Someone read.
Oh dear, that's a lot of reading.
Well,
I
only
think,
the thing
Michael,
I've
it's your turn.
highlighted. Is it? Okay. Press release.
I think so.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Press release. I'm sorry. No, sorry. Press release. San Francisco, California, as opposed to the San Francisco somewhere else. Prep web. PR web. I'm not sure what that means. Press release web. Women's health researchers recently established that symptoms of premenstrual syndrome are a response to stress for some women. Their complex roles can feel overwhelming, and coping difficulties may manifest as severe PMS symptoms. Researchers recommend that women take self-care time away from responsibilities, but there may be another way to eliminate the body and mind's response to stress. So basically, some kind of sexist researchers went out and said, yeah, so like, women shouldn't stress themselves. They should, like, don't focus on like really difficult things. It's just your hormones. Go knit or something. Am I the one who gets that impression from it? It feels like something someone wrote in like the 60s.
Oh
Look,
yeah.
girl, why you freaking out? Just cook me some food. It'll be okay.
Johan, you go to the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
Mom, go make me a sandwich. I'm assuming these people are married.
Bathroom.
Or
Bathroom. Seriously, nobody got that joke.
no.
I didn't hear what you said.
He said
Bathroom.
bathroom in a weird voice.
The
No, I
one
didn't
South
get
Park
it.
episode of World of Warcraft.
Oh, apparent.
Oh yeah, when his mom brings in the
Oh.
thing and he poops all over.
So
Bathroom!
apparently,
Bathroom!
apparently there are 33 San Franciscos
Ah, yes.
in the world.
Okay, that's possible. I mean, that's not that surprising.
No,
But, like, if
there's a Paris, Texas.
my point was that, like, if they hadn't written California, like, we wouldn't be confused. Like, if you just write San Francisco, we're gonna assume you mean the one in California.
Yeah.
Like when you say Paris, you don't think about Paris in South Africa.
That's
you
my
think
favorite.
about Paris in
Or,
France.
or Paris in Denmark.
Or Paris in Texas.
Or Paris in Germany.
Oh, isn't
There's a fucking Paris everywhere.
hold on, isn't
Not
there,
anymore.
Isn't there somewhere? Is it Colorado? I think it's Colorado that has a town named Denmark.
I think so.
I kind of want to go there just to confuse the fuck out of them.
There's a town in, I think, Michigan called Frankenmut, which means courage of the Franconians.
Nice.
Jared told me about it. That's cool.
There's also a Denmark in South Carolina.
Oh, that's probably what I'm thinking of.
Okay, yeah, there's a Denmark in South Carolina. And then it just tells me a bunch of places that Denmark has trade with, like Atlanta, Georgia. I'm assuming that's for Coca-Cola.
Okay, I'm gonna hazard a guess and say, considering that Atlanta has the busiest airport in the world, they probably have trade with quite a lot of places.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. I don't doubt that at all.
Fun fact, the airport in Atlanta is larger than the entire island of Zealand.
Yo, there's a Voorhees College. You know, like Jason Voorhees.
Is it
Yeah,
next to
I
a
know
lake?
Jason Voorhees.
No, it's actually in Denmark, South Carolina, though.
Oh,
So that's the only reason why it's relevant. Anyway, we were talking about something else.
yes, the thing on
A
the
stupid
villages?
thing.
The villages of Jerusalem and Adolfshausen in Rhineland-Palatinate are only 5 kilometers apart.
Huh?
It's a joke because Adolf like it's a town named Adolf something and Jerusalem that are right next to each other. Also,
Okay, gotcha.
also the University of York has Europe's largest plastic bottom lake.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Here, I'm getting a phone call.
Oh, so
There's a town in Thuringia called Lederhose, even though Lederhosen aren't a thing in that state.
Someone read so we can get away from this weird conversation.
Here is a do-it-yourself acupuncture technique that women have been using for more than a decade to gain relief from physical and emotional symptoms associated with PIMS. It involves fingertip
PIMS.
tapping acupuncture points while focusing on the system in question. If it can be, come on, it can be learned freely by downloading EFT manual at the zip of the F email free. The node EFT manual is.
Gentlemen, I love you all. People watching, I love you also. I actually have to go.
Okay.
Dan, I will message you tonight. I added you on Discord, so, or I tried to. If it didn't work, we'll figure it out. But anyway, I love you guys. I will talk to you later.
Yes.
Bye.
So where were we?
Hold on. I just removed his picture from the from the stream,
Oh,
from the overlay.
nice.
But now that's just a hole because I didn't know Dan was joining until the last minute, so I had to get a really small picture of him. So the moment I start, if I were to change the order and fix the hole in the lineup, I would have to go either fiddle around making the picture the correct size, or go find another picture, which I don't. Which probably would have taken me less time than actually explaining it.
Probably.
I suppose.
Dr.
What?
Jane Usher, professor of women's health psychology at the University of Western Sydney, explains women feel that they are expected to cope with the gamut of responsibility.
It's a grouping of some kind.
Yes. Including their job, partner, children, extended family, housework, etc., without complaint. They self-diagnose as having PMS, but they are more likely having a stress response to their excessive responsibilities. That sounds like just patriarchy.
Yeah. Also, that's not the same as what was described in the first sentence, because the first paragraph, not sentence, the first paragraph described it as increasing the severity of the symptoms. This is saying that no, PMS is not an actual thing. We just call it that, but in actuality, it's due to something else.
It's due to just women being stressed out.
Yes.
So I do like the idea of acupuncture getting rid of the patriarchy. I do think that's fantastic.
If we poke women, they won't be oppressed anymore. Have you poked your woman today? That sounds wrong. Dr. Ossa says...
Please only poke with consent.
Yeah, only poke with consent, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're poking with someone relatively new, remember to put something over your finger.
Yeah, poke safe.
All right, what's next? Who's next?
I don't know. I could be next. Dr. Usher says, premenstrually, when many women feel more vulnerable, and their repressed frustration and anger comes to the fore, their self-control is ruptured and they lash out. Her recommendation is that women take time away from their responsibilities with a focus on self-care, because that's something everyone can do.
Well, yeah. There's definitely a bit of this book is really only meant for women who can afford to take vacations.
Wait, who can afford to take a vacation each month?
Yes.
That's a very small subsection.
So not Americans.
Yeah.
Wait, you can't?
No,
That's weird.
no. Some Americans. A very small percentage of Americans.
Or one might even say maybe like a 1% of Americans.
Well, a half, since half. I don't know. No, actually, it's probably less that because I'm gonna hazard a guess and say that the majority of the 1% are men.
That's true. That's true. All right, what's next? Kerry Craig, the Stanford train. He's Stanford trained.
Yeah, Stanford trained in Stanford.
Trained in Stanford.
No, Stanford trained is perfectly fine.
No, that's not what he's not objecting to the how it's phrased. He's objecting to the fact that Stanford is a fairly highly like regarded university, and this guy is kind of weirdo.
I need more beer for this. Give me a minute.
Like, yeah, I would be amazed at this guy. Like, Stanford trained. Maybe he went to like Oh, you know what? You know what happened?
Fair,
he went.
To be fair, a lot of the Ivy League universities in Stanford is Ivy League, right?
Yeah.
Kind of have some problems with like some really shoddy science because they can get away with it because people will accept it simply because it's the big ones.
It's Stanford, yeah.
Like Howard, Howard, for example, has like there's a lot of cases coming. Not a lot, but there's a fair few cases coming out of it about data manipulations within within certain like biology, oncology stuff.
I could also see him like going to like a conference at Stanford or something like that.
Oh, and just
being
writing
like,
it.
Yeah, like
Oh.
I was Stanford trained because they held a conference on whatever.
Oh, now I kind
Like,
of want to
something
check
that-
if he actually has it.
Yeah.
By the logic, I'm soon going to be Hawaii trained.
That's
Yeah.
true. Because
Hawaii.
fun fact, Geo is going to a conference in Hawaii.
Hawaii. Oh, that's fun.
Well, assuming there's a population.
Well, yeah, well, assuming that it happens, because, you know, it still isn't clear regarding coronavirus.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, a lot of our conferences got moved to whatever online.
Well, the one is planned for December, so let's just hope that everything is open until then.
I'm sorry, but an online conference just removes the entire purpose of going to a conference. The purpose of going to a conference is like 20% going there to like watch the things, and the other 80% is like networking and stuff. Like that's how you get hooked up and like find collaboration.
Yeah, no, it was
partners.
definitely only the 20%.
That's not true, Micro. It's about getting absolutely shit-faced and trashed in the hotel.
Well, that's a kind of networking as well.
In my case, probably also climbing on the fucking volcano and taking a look at the biggest telescopes.
Hey, name drop.
But yeah, no, we like at least the ABA conferences were all done remotely this year.
How big are the ABA conferences? Like how many people?
ABAI is huge. Let me look up how big ABAI is. I think that one is.
Also, yeah, and Fixed Fun is right, and eating free food. Eating free food is very important.
Oh yeah. Just make sure that you can actually eat the food. That reminds me of something I wanted to ask you, R&D. Why is it actually called oven when you're in the cold food of out hot eat the food?
What?
Why do they call it oven when you're
Yes.
off in the cold food of out hot eat the food?
That was terrible.
I fucking hate you for that joke.
Really
And I also
bad.
love it. I love the joke, but I hate you for making it.
Yeah, every time I try to make that joke, it almost feels like you're having a stroke.
4,500 was attendance last year.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a pretty big conference.
Well, I guess it makes sense because it's not like a research, like a very, like, it's not like people in a lab where you sort of had to have a lab and like there's a limited amount of funds. Like it's like a job that people have, and like their patients all over their clients or whatever you want to. No, I don't know what the preferred terminology is. I want to say patients.
It depends. It depends on where you like. If you're in a clinic, they're patients because you're in a hospital setting.
Subjects, guinea pigs, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it's still patients, even if like they're like if it's a private thing, because like you're still helping them.
Yeah, but there's
like,
I think for like insurance purposes.
But patients also makes it feel like they're sick in some. I don't know.
Yeah, and a lot of it is kind of by patient and like institution kind of thing, not by patient. By insurances dictate like what you call what.
Okay, you have people that you offer your services to.
Yeah, those people
all over the country. It's not like
all over the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's our biggest conference. That one's pretty big. But yes, you're right. We don't have to sit like granted a lot of the places that do like in-home therapy, they're not doing research or anything.
Well, no.
So yeah. Like we're doing, like I'm doing, not right now, obviously, but I'm doing research kind of thing. But also at a hospital, which everyone's doing research at a hospital all the time anyway. Yeah. I think when I signed my contract to like work there, I think there's a bit in there that says they can just do research on me without like more consent if it's like I approved or whatever, like IRB approved.
That...
They can just.
Okay. The IRB is approved. Okay, I was like.
Yeah. No, not just like so. Like I could be randomly like as long as it goes through the IRB and it's not harmful or whatever, whatever the things are. They can just do research on me.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Oh.
Like, like signing up to like, oh no, we don't have to like.
We don't have to consent to research. That's part of your contract.
Internal Revenue Board for anyone who isn't familiar with the expression.
Internal Revenue Board.
It's review. It's basically people.
Not revenue, review.
That's what it says.
Oh, I thought you said revenue, which is why I laughed. Because that is not at all. It's funny because you're right,
if I said
but also
that, it's because I'm slightly drunk, and my mouth doesn't work because I'm Danish.
Yeah, that's a very convenient excuse, isn't it, Micro?
Well, it's an excuse that works all the time because I'm Danish. We're a nation that went like Denmark when we were told that. Well. Not Danes when we are told that Denmark is the like, oh yeah, you're the top, you're the number 3 in drinking in Europe. Like our response is like, yeah, let's get strong.
I'm surprised it's not like, oh shit, we're not number 1. Everyone get back at it.
Being one is pretty much impossible considering that the Czechs drink 50% more than we do.
Oh,
actually, UK is really high.
I thought they hadn't legalized it yet.
Legalize that shit.
Have you guys heard about the giant island full of garbage in the Atlantic Ocean?
You mean the US?
No, I mean the one that recently exited the European Union.
Oh.
There's actually multiple islands.
It's not just one island full of garbage.
It's about the size of France.
There's one big island, and then there's just like a load of other smaller ones.
Sorry, I immediately went to the US because we're garbage country at this moment.
Wait, what do you mean by at this moment? That has been going on for decades.
I know. Sorry, we're more like a giant garbage pile that's lit on fire at this moment. Because we're lighting things on fire now.
Okay, so I think we got the point of this article.
Oh yeah, no, we're way past talking about this.
Like it's basically, hey, this can deal with your PMS. It can't.
And PMS is not really PMS. It's got nothing to do with hormones.
PMS is like, it's not really.
It's like depression. Just get over it.
Well, as far as I'm aware, maybe I'm mansplaining this, but as far as I'm aware, PMS isn't actually a thing, as it's like pop culturally understood.
Oh, I don't know.
I seem to remember. I seem to remember reading something along those lines.
But I don't know. We've talked about it in psychology. Not that I'm all like an expert on it, but we talked about it in psychology as a. But again, it being psychological and it being biological are not the same thing. Like, it can have a psychological component that's not like. Just that doesn't mean it lines up with a biological whatever. Someone gonna mansplain it?
Look what I found.
Energy Psychology, a review of the preliminary evidence. I love it. Oh, it's got an abstract. It was published by Psychotherapy Theory Research Practice and Training.
I'm gonna hazard a guess and say that that's not a real that's not a recognized journal. Let's see.
Energy Psychology, a review preliminary evidence.
But I mean, it looks dodgy. Hey, it's a research gate.
Anyone can make a fucking research gate.
I know.
Yeah.
Even I have a research
if you're
gate.
a scientist, you should and give away your things for free because that's nice. But
In my opinion, as soon as you're a scientist at a public, university or whatever, all your stuff should be public anyway because you're employed by the public.
Yes.
yeah,
Well,
I agree with that.
it is free because as a researcher, you can always, if someone writes to you, you still have the right to give them the article for free.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do know quite a few researchers who actively do that.
You now know one more.
Good.
Two,
Does-
I would do that. Fuck.
Yeah, but I have done so already
Yes.
because I have a paper now.
Yeah.
Woo.
And I might have one. I know that the group I did my master's thesis with are working on a paper that will include my data, so I might get some kind of authorship on it, which would be cool.
That would be cool. Whenever I was doing research for one of my psychology papers on functional communication training, and my clinic is the one that kept being brought up every time I looked at the research engine. It was great, which was always fun. Never my name, but I'm I probably did something for that.
I mean, I don't really care if my name gets on it. As long as I contributed. The important, my personal glory isn't the important thing. The important thing is that I contribute to the collective knowledge of humanity.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be research out there that I helped collect data for or whatever, but won't get credit. I mean,
well, I'm not a professor hoping to continue to get to stay at a university, so I don't need to worry about publishing.
That's good. All right.
I'm
well, we're gonna read. We gotta read the abstract though.
Yes.
I'm gonna read the abstract. Okay. Abstract. Energy psychology utilizes imaginal. Well,
It's
I just
made
wanna
up.
stop there. Can we just stop there? It uses made up and narrative generated exposure paired with interventions that reduce hyperarousal through acupressure and related techniques. According to practitioners, this leads to treatment outcomes that are more rapid.
I love that it's according to practitioners, not this is what actually happens. No, according to these people who do it.
Yeah. I really want to read the whole paper too now. I'm real curious.
There's
Is there no full paper?
No, well, normally that would be oh fuck, I can't remember that.
Oh, the digital whatever.
What
Yeah.
is it? Is it DOI? I think it is.
Digital,
Okay,
digital-
Micro, I've just checked it. Apparently, it is a real journal published by the American Psychological Association.
Oh,
Can you guess the impact factor?
I want to find this thing. Energy psychology.
0 point something?
It's 1.6.
Oh, that's higher. Higher. I mean, higher than I would expected.
Yeah, so it's somewhat legit, I guess.
Who
Okay, what's it
who
called?
published but it's not published by one of the big
It's
ones?
APA, right?
It's published by the American Psychological Association.
So
Yeah, APA. APA is pretty big.
really?
Yeah,
Why the
that's
fuck?
interesting.
Well, I guess
I have to read this.
I guess psychotherapy theory, research, and practice and training isn't like it's more of the energy psychology. Well, this might be an actual paper looking into like the psychological benefits of doing these things. That's
Energy
actually
psychology.
yeah, that's probably what it is because that's why it says according to practitioners.
Huh. Look at this.
Yeah, because like it
okay,
might
so there's more. There's more on the actual. I think there's more on the abstract than what he's giving.
Really? Can you send it?
Uh,
Now I'm actually curious.
Okay, so apparently the one that he's citing is cited by that's Feinstein in 452199, right? Yeah. Okay. And that's cited by 190 people, and it's a review, as it looks. I'll send you the link in Discord.
I did find the DOI for it too.
Oh, I guess he doesn't know how to actually cite things.
No.
My prediction is likely that
So if it's a
It's,
review, it probably doesn't have any actual like.
yeah, it's probably not better than placebo effect.
The paper is a hierarchy of okay. Energy psychology utilizes paired intervention to reduce hyperarousal through acupressure and related techniques. According to practitioners, these treatment outcomes that are more rapid, powerful, and precise than the strategies used in other exposure-based treatments such as relaxation or diaphragmatic breathing.
Diaphragmatic.
Diaphragm,
Diaphragm as in your
Read the
diaphragm.
conclusions.
Let me finish with the abstract here. The method has been exceedingly controversial. This is the abstract from like the actual.
Yeah, I'm
abstract.
showing the actual paper right now.
Okay, I'm not looking at that screen. I'm looking at
No,
mine.
no.
Sorry.
I told you.
Breathing. The method has been exceedingly controversial. It relies on unfamiliar procedures adapted from non-Western cultures, posits unverified mechanisms of action, and early claims of unusual speed and therapeutic power ran far ahead of the initial empirical support. This paper reviews a hierarchy of evidence regarding the efficacy of energy psychology, from anecdotal reports to randomized clinical trials. Although the evidence is preliminary, energy psychology has reached the minimum threshold of being designated as evidence-based treatment in one form of having met the APA Division 12 criteria for a probably effective treatment for specific phobias, another for maintaining weight loss. The limited scientific evidence combined with extensive clinical reports suggests that the energy psychology holds promise as a rapid and potent treatment for a range of psychological conditions.
I'm gonna disagree with the APA here because it's based on woo. Like even if the techniques work, the fact that they have that you have to like use them is in the context of woo is wrong because you're actively lying to your patient.
There's like papers following that kind of talk about this paper. So there's one that says there's a conclusion, right? I don't have the paper open. I don't know if I can. Do you have the whole paper by chance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the link is in the Discord.
I'm currently showing it.
Yeah, I'm talking
Conclusion.
to R&D.
Okay. Let's read the conclusion. Conclusion. Unsold
Energy
issue.
psychology integrates methods from acupressure and other non-Western healing traditions into contemporary clinical practice, all through an abundance of anecdotal evidence, so not evidence, uncontrolled outcome studies, and non-peer-reviewed investigations reflect favorably in the approach. Only two peer-reviewed randomized control trials comparing the most well-established energy psychology protocols with other modalities can be found in the literature. So it's not much of a review article. These randomized control trials, however, meet APA Division 12 criteria, establishing a form of energy psychology as a probable efficacious treatment for specific phobias and another as a probable efficacious treatment for maintaining weight loss, all through further research into efficacy mechanisms and indicated disorders is clearly required, blah blah blah. Extensive clinical reports combined with the limited scientific evidence suggest that energy psychology holds promise as a rapid and blah blah blah. Okay, so this is
It's like even this article is like it's iffy as best.
well, yeah, and all this bullshit at the bottom is just like give us more grants.
Yeah, it's basically saying there's a lot of anecdotal shit and uncontrolled shit, and we have two papers that might indicate that there might be something there.
There might be
So there's
something there
overwhelming-
to two very specific things.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a response paper to it, by the way. It
Oh.
came out 2010,
Can you
looks like.
when is this one?
Some comments on. I don't have the full paper. I'm just looking at the whatever the.
What's the name?
abstract.
Copy paste the name in the side chat.
This
I'll
is from
find it.
Some
2008.
Some comments on energy psychology review of the evidence. Premature conclusions based on incomplete evidence? Question mark
Yes.
is what the paper is called.
I,
There it is
I,
on this.
I very much agree.
A review of the evidence of energy psychology (EP) was published in this journal. See record 2018, whatever. Although Feinstein's stated intention of reviewing the evidence is one we support, we noted that important EP studies were omitted from the review that did not confirm the claims being made by EP proponents. We also identify other problems with the review, such as the lack of specific inclusion and exclusion criteria, misportrayal of criticism of EP, incorrectly characterizing one of the studies as a randomized clinical trial, and lack of disclosure regarding an EP-related business.
The two last ones of like
Really bad.
yeah.
So for those of us, those people who are, as I'm just saying acronyms and whatnots, it pretty much means they lied about one of the studies being a randomized trial, and that they didn't disclose that they are making money from energy psychology, which is bad because it means they're being biased about it.
Yeah, usually if you write a paper, there's in the end section, the acknowledgements, for example, there's a place to declare that you have no financial interest in the matter, in one possible
Or that you do.
outcome, for example.
And not on, like disclosing that is
Basically it says what you can state there is saying that you're not financially biased to an outcome, and it also gives you the opportunity to tell you who funded you, which is usually the university you work at. And not doing that is kind of shitty.
It's rather it's a
borderline
really shady thing to do.
At least super suspicious, definitely immoral.
yeah, but like
Probably not illegal, unfortunately.
but the lying about one of the things one of the studies being a randomized control trial, that's
pretty bad.
That's really
Especially because
fucking bad.
you only had two of them who were in the last paper, so having one of them go away is
This
50%
is-
of your studies. That's
Found the
50%
paper.
of your evidence.
and
Gone.
On the
even
paper.
oh great.
Okay.
even
There's a little bit more to that.
oh okay. Oh yeah, there is.
We note that in the American Psychology Association, decision on classifying of therapists as empirically supported are most rightfully the function of Division 12, appointing committees of psychologists. It is not enough for any one individual or group of proponents of a particular approach to make such a determination.
Oh, so he was like,
So they even shit on the APA for
no,
doing
no. They're shitting on him for misusing the Division 12 appointment thing. Like they're saying.
I think he just says it fits the definition.
Yeah,
not
he
that it
just says
implies.
like, I think under this thing it should be, when in reality it's like a committee of psychologists, like people who sit down and actually evaluate it.
Yeah. So nobody actually reviewed him to be able to say that it would be. He just said it himself.
Who the
I
fuck
think
was?
academics fighting like this is absolutely beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, I love this.
Okay, hold on. You know what my favorite academic fight, like the most petty thing you have ever seen is? So I did my bachelor's on tardigrades. With they, of course, specifically their ability to do cryptobiosis, which is the thing they do where they're dead. They look like they're dead, but they're not, so they can survive in quotation marks really extreme conditions. Well, cryptobiosis is also the name of a disease that salmon get. So when you look it up in the literature, you get both of them, like papers from both of them. But you also, if you look through it, you will find a series of papers and like comments and responses from the salmon people, arguing that it's not a problem. It's not a problem because people will be able to tell the difference. We know you're older and your term was like established like over 100 years ago, but we kind of want to keep our term. We don't want to change it. It's like really finding the worst excuses.
Nice.
It's really it's beautiful. I love that so much.
I can kind of already see it being very much tongue-in-cheek, the people who do it, you know?
Oh, but then there are some that take it really serious.
Yeah, you always get those people.
Yeah.
Fucking spoil sports, to be honest.
Yeah. So they do have a paper. It's good. It's a very iffy paper from what the other papers are saying.
Yeah, and
Also,
even though
the second paper.
even though it's an iffy
Wait,
paper,
stop.
the results are still like,
Yes. There's something absolutely beautiful in the response paper.
Oh.
In the last paragraph, they say that they suggest that for the self-tapping treatment, future papers should develop a methodology in which they can use placebo tapping points, which means that basically they are basically implying that the first paper originally didn't have a control group.
Yep.
Way of saying it.
Well, that was a fun little journey into the peer-reviewed literature.
Wow.
Let me just read that. Wait, let's see if I find it.
Which I do love. I do love the peer-reviewed system is so much fun sometimes when you get shit like this.
Oh, if you love this, you should go on pub.
There we go.
here.
Let me read it to you. In terms of future research that may provide a better quality of evidence for EP, Herbert and Gaudiano in 2005 recommended that RCTs for EP employ placebo tapping points and sequences, and pointed out that because the energy therapies make such specific and potentially falsifiable claims regarding the putative mechanism of action in their treatments, a trial using any lesser methodology than single or double-blind trial is largely uninformative. They further note that the weight and holder design was an improvement over that of Wells and his colleagues, whatever. Thus, future researchers of EP would do well to consider using control groups with sham points, along with a waitlist control group to control for non-specific treatment effects and standardized assessment measures, which means that they imply that the original reviewers and the original papers did not have a placebo tapping point group like this that was described in here.
I love the web design of this. If I zoom in from 200 to 250, it does this.
Ah,
I love it. Great colors. All right. Should we pick one more? We got like 15 minutes. Pick one more.
You wanna talk about rape?
No, I do not want to talk about rape.
Oh.
That is definitely not. I mean, I think it'd be very. I'm sure they have terrible advice, but let's end on something positive.
That's no positive with this.
Let's get out of trauma. How about that? Maybe not trauma. Might be a good positive start. Oh, addictions aren't that either.
I kind of want to hold on.
Dyslexia? Did I see dyslexia?
Yes, it does. I kind of want to see if they have anything on like autism or ADHD.
Oh yeah.
I need that.
I mean, probably another.
Because I'm currently suffering from dumb fuck syndrome, so I'll need
An
that.
ADHD case. A 70-year-old boy learns EFT and claims his own ADHD. Let's read that one.
question: do they have something about memory loss, or chronic eating disorder, or maybe about memory loss?
You're funny.
Oh no! Oh, this is already bad. Oh.
Hi Gary. I thought you might enjoy how EFT seemingly cleared up 2 allergies in one session.
Bullshit.
I treated.
Hold on. No, this isn't about ADHD. It's about like allergies. Like the sense.
What was the one about ADHD?
Yeah, but the senses I kind of like. This boy has been very hyper in his younger years. That's don't say that. Don't use that language, please.
I treated an 11-year-old boy for sensitivity to 2 food substances a little over 2 months ago. This boy had been very hyper in his younger years, and ADD/ADHD was suspected.
Stop. What exactly is the difference between ADD and ADHD?
ADD no longer exists as a diagnosis. It's now a subclass of ADHD, but it means it's the symptoms of ADHD without the hyperactivity. It's only it's now called ADHD-I for inactive. I think that's correct.
Okay.
It's often
it's an older term.
Yeah, it's an old term. It's often seen more often seen in girls. Girls with ADHD tends to be more withdrawn and not hyperactive. They're usually the quiet kid in class who appears to be daydreaming, even though they're actually trying to follow along but just can't. And they often don't get help because they're not like disrupting class. They're not disrupting class. So no one notices, which is really sad. But this is about like food allergies. Oh, apparently I can't go back to the search results. That's great.
Limiting to food allergies in one session. It's the same one. Tapping turns nightmares into.
Oh, this one. I can already tell from the title. Don't say that. That's really ableist.
This really does sound a whole lot like the depression thing of just get over it. I love it.
Oh, you're about to see a very angry micro.
As a mature student nurse, currently a clinical placement, I am exposed to a multitude of folks with varying degrees of health issues. One day, I found myself working alongside Jane, a healthcare professional who complained of severe discomfort in her right calf, and so I offered to lead her through EFT sessions. Oh no!
You should be fired.
I know they exist. I know that like not scientifically minded people work in healthcare. And but it still bothers me every goddamn time I meet somebody like that. Like every time I see like an anti-vaxxer who's like a nurse or some shit, I'm just like, fuck. Fuck.
Yeah.
Isn't that why you quit one of your jobs?
No. I did have a the CEO of the company that I used to work with, who was a big fan of Jenny McCarthy.
Oh yeah, that's the one I remember. Yes.
Yeah, Jenny McCarthy is a big anti-vaxxer. I think she's a autism or vaccines cause
You could have
autism.
stopped at the bigot.
Yeah. So she's really awful. And the company that I used to work with, we work with people on the autism spectrum. So to have the CEO be like, "Yeah, no, I side with anti-vaxxers," is real bad.
No,
Like,
and
it's
specifically
real.
Jenny McCarthy, who claims to have cured her kid of autism. It's just
Yeah,
not a fucking thing you can actually do because it's not
and
a
like this
fucking
lady,
disease.
the lady, the CEO also has like I think one kid on the spectrum too. So she's like got a daughter who
Which
like she should
implies
know.
that she like thinks her kid is damaged in some way.
Yeah, like, it's definitely you should know. Like there's more than one reason why you should know better, and I'm just always amazed. Because I still see them. Like we have had a couple of anti-vaxxers at like my clinic and shit. I'm just like, fuck, you work at a hospital. Know better. Okay, but that's besides the point. My colleagues found immediate marked reduction in her calf pain and stated she felt so good overall. She is in her first trimester of pregnancy and had been experiencing fatigue and sickness. That she would
That's
continue
called
to
pregnancy. That's probably also why she had severe discomfort in her right calf.
Mm-hmm.
Because of fluids.
Yeah.
No, that's like you will get.
Yeah, I know you're right. Yeah, but it's funny that you say that. But you're right. Like shit's getting moved around. Do you want to read the next one? I met Jane.
No.
Let me read it. I
No,
haven't read something for a while.
hold on. We missed this. That she would continue to tap at home. That sounds like a fucking euphemism. Jane is gonna tap at home. Oh hi Deborah. You're kind of late. Sorry. Dan is here, by the way. We haven't heard from him in a while.
I was gonna say that I was gone for 2 seconds there because I was eating.
Oh,
But now I'm drinking pineapple beer that I brew myself because alcohol is illegal in America at the moment.
Ooh.
Well, the ban has been lifted for a week and it's gonna be in effect again I think next week. But I still have lots of pineapple beer. It's really fucking good. It's quite strong.
How do you brew pineapple beer?
So you use pineapple pieces,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of yeast, even baking yeast works, and I opted to add a tiny bit of sugar, just to
help them.
because I don't just to give some extra little things for yeast to feed.
Sounds like more like a wine cooler, but
That's something you shouldn't do.
Technically it would be a
you're
wine,
allowed
not a
to
beer,
call it
since
beer.
it's a fruit.
Beer is a strong term to use. It's just it's culturally called a beer here, but obviously there's nothing beery about this at all. Very obvious. It definitely is more of a wine. I do agree with that.
Does it only contain wheat, barley, water?
It contains pineapple. Does it
contains pineapple.
Does it
Point.
still taste
Therefore,
like
it's not beer. Full stop.
Don't listen to Geo. He's German. He doesn't know anything about beer. You heard me. Don't pretend like you didn't.
Oh, that sounds really delicious, actually. Is that something like people will just like brew? Or can you actually buy it? Oh, he's muted.
I think everyone. I can't. I can only hear you, Micro. I can't hear anyone else.
No. Gio's here. I can. He's lighting up.
Okay.
Anyway,
I can still only hear you.
I met Jane again 3 days later at work and listened to a story that she was very enthusiastic to share. On witnessing her tapping at home, Jane's 7-year-old, Dale, who has ADHD, was curious about what his mother was doing. As any child would. Mom, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you tapping yourself? What's that? What's
What is
that
this supposed to
buzzing?
accomplish?
What is that buzzing noise? Sorry, I can't look up.
I was rudely interrupted, so I just had to respond to that.
Ah,
Oh yeah, so I left it. It was sitting for 2 weeks, but fortunately, because of the way it's done, there's no distilling, so there's no fear of methanol. Even though most probably there does contain a tiny bit of methanol in all of this. But
That sounds good.
does it?
What about
I'm
try
assuming
some-
it tastes like pineapple. Is it something like? Do you only brew it yourself, or can you like go to a shop normally and buy a pineapple beer?
no, you can't. No, you have to brew it yourself. No,
Huh.
because it's usually brewed for a drink for it's very old cultural, like Afrikaans, like old people used to do it back in the day.
I didn't
So
know.
it's a kind
I
of
didn't know you grew pineapples in South Africa.
How,
No, we're
how
not.
would you determine the methanol content?
um statistically speaking, there's probably like less than 1% of methanol in, yeah. I
Like,
don't
1% methanol will kill you or make you blind.
well,
Well,
yeast tend to be pretty good at not making methanol. It really only comes when you start distilling.
yeah, it's also
Great question. Do you have access to an NMR spectrometer?
Okay, you don't actually need that to test that.
Yeah, but that's the nicest method.
It's also the total overkill method.
Perhaps, but it's accurate.
Yella in the chat has a good question. Like, originally old or colonial old? Dan?
I'm white, so yeah, colonial.
Okay. Well,
But
just
yeah,
because you're white, like you could still it could still potentially be something carried over from the original population.
they had nothing. But so the pineapple beer is it's quite sweet, but the longer you leave it, obviously, the less sweet it gets. It is also what do you call it when a drink automatically gets the fizz? You know, like
Carbonated,
CO2?
like it's still like it's carbonated because of the brewing process.
Yeah, it self-carbonates. Yeah, so that's really cool.
Huh.
You can decarbonate it if you leave a
Open
special
it.
valve open.
Like, you can just open it and leave it be.
And Michael, remember that Zwickle beer I brought you?
Yeah.
It's also quite
That one is brewed in such a way that it actually doesn't get carbonated as much by just leaving the barrel open in a specific way.
What's the alcohol percentage of pineapple beer? Like a couple of percents, or like 6%, or what?
It's quite a bit, because after one glass I'm already feeling quite
But that's because you're weak, not because the beer is strong.
no argues. I am very weak. I don't drink a lot at all. This is the first time in a very long time that I actually drink often. It's because of the pineapple beer I made. Usually it was always done for like the children. So it would brew only for like a day or two, so that the alcohol content is like almost non-existent.
Yeah, you only get the taste compounds.
Yeah, but then there's always like at least one little not bottle that contains the good stuff. That's for the adults. But yeah, it's quite nice.
I'm surprised no one has like actually started mass producing it. If it's like a cultural thing that exists, you would think that like someone would start making it.
I think it kind of died, but I don't know why. It's a very good point. I think it's probably because people think Bible Bear is a child thing. Like the general, like mostly English-speaking people don't even really know what it is.
Well, if I ever visit, South Africa, I will have to see if I can find it. So in some way.
The other problem I have is filtering. I struggle to filter it properly.
Hmm.
I like to filter it so that it's more of a clear drink, but right now it's very cloudy.
Cheesecloth, probably.
Yeah, I don't know where to find anything. And that's with the whole lockdown and fucking COVID.
That's true.
Get anything, yeah.
Sorry,
Wow.
sorry to interrupt. I just noticed that on the page it has a link to something that says, Andrew, there are mice in my pants.
I love it.
Wait, what?
I'm not kidding. Look, here it is.
I don't see your cursor. Ah, there we go.
Andrew,
Okay.
there are mice in my pants. What?
I don't even know. I don't even know what to know, to be
What?
honest.
What the fuck is going on? Oh, it's a 3-year-old boy, that's why. That's why.
That's even more disturbing, isn't it?
Oh.
All right, well, I gotta get
Yeah,
going
we
before
are
the
actually
next.
coming towards the end. So I did.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Dan saved me from getting angry about the ADHD thing here. By
It looked like it was gonna get way worse real quick.
yes, by talking about pineapple beer, which sounds delicious.
Sounds like a much better topic.
Thank you, Dan. Well, this was a fun, weird side. Thanks,
Yeah.
Gary. You're a strange person.
I
And
may or may not add one of his videos to
about
the
to
video.
say- Please do.
I may or may not add it because fantastic.
Anyways, this has been the show, guys. Thanks for. Well, we have Dan. Hopefully, he might be able. I don't know. If you want to ever come back on the show, you're more than welcome. You're in the group now. So.
I mean, if I'm in the group, I'm probably gonna be in more. So
Yeah,
Alright.
Dan, you're gonna join every single time, or else.
I'll do my.
There you go.
Well, that's us. This has been. I like this show. This was a good episode. That was a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.